Hola, soy yo Vicky otra vez. Hoy vamos a mirar más verbos, okay? Today we're going to look at more verbs, conjugating 4 verbs out of the Break the Language Barrier Level 3 book on page 40, página 40. Y los verbos que vamos a conjugar hoy son leer, subir, volver, ir y cantar. So we're going to conjugate all those in the tenses that, if you've been following my method, you'll have done so far in the Break the Language Barrier series, which are present tense, things we do, present perfect, things we have done, preterite, things we did once at a specific moment in time, imperfect, things we used to do or we were doing or we did but with no specific beginning or end, future, things we will do, conditional, things we would do. Okay, so we're going to just revise those tenses. If you don't know those tenses, you need to look back over previous videos, or if you have the books, go back over the tenses in the books. If you don't have the book, it doesn't matter because you can still follow the tutorial, but is on offer at the moment at $4.99, along with the Break the Language Barrier Level 4 book. So if you want to buy it, you can go on any Amazon site, look up Break the Language Barrier, Vicki Riley, and you will be able to buy the books at a reduced price. Okay, but as I say, you don't need the book. So leer, the first one we're going to look at today is leer. Leer is to read. So present tense, leo, lees, lee, leemos, lees, leen. So people, sometimes find that one difficult because of the double E. So the pronunciation of, like, for example, the third person singular, which is he, she, or it, reads le, e. So we pronounce in both of the vowels, le, both E's. Okay, so that's present tense. Present perfect, which in English would translate to have read. So the have bit, of course, we do using the haber verb, which I'll conjugate now this first time, but I won't do for the future ones because it doesn't change. Has, hemos, habéis, han. So that's the I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, yous have, they have. And the past participle, what we have done, is leído, because for an ER verb, a regular verb, we take off the ER and we add ido. So I have read, he leído. And when we change it for the person, we don't change the leído, we change the I have, you have, has, hemos, habéis, han. Preterite, so that will be like I read. Yesterday I read a book, and that is leí, leíste, leo, leímos, leísteis, leeron, and the leo, third person singular, and leeron, third person plural, it becomes a Y. Leo with a Y and leyeron with a Y. Imperfect, used to read, was reading. So that it's regular in this tense. So it's leía, leías, leía, leíamos, leíais, leían. Future tense, regular again. So remember, in the future we take the infinitive, add the endings on to the end. Leeré, leerás, leerá, leeremos, leeréis, leerán. The conditional, what we would read. I would read a book. Again, we add on the endings to the infinitive. Leería, leerías, leería, leeríamos, leeríais, leerían. So, as I think I said in the previous video, the future and the conditional, they're quite easy to make, but not so easy to say. Okay, the next one we've got is subir. Subir is a handy verb because it's got quite a lot of meanings. So subir is to go up, to get on, as in getting on a bus or getting on a train, to raise, to climb, as in climbing a mountain. So it's a handy verb because it's got quite a lot of meanings. So present tense, subo it's regular, by the way. Subo, subes, sube, subimos, subes, suben. Present perfect, the I have got on or I have climbed, etc. The past participle is subido, again regular. Preterite, regular. Subí, subiste, subió. Subimos, subisteis, subieron. Imperfect, regular, so it's regular all the way through. Subía, subía, subía. Subiamos, subiáis, subían. And then the future, subiré, subirá, subirás, subirá, subiremos, subiréis, subirán. And the conditional, subiría, and you might notice that the conditional endings are the same as the imperfect endings for ER and IR verbs. So subía, 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 subiamos, but they're added onto the end of the infinitive. So subiría, 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 subiríamos, subiríais, subirían. Subirían. Yeah. So at least you know these are I am doing these off the top of my head. I'm not reading off a script. Okay, so volver, to return. So present tense, a diphthong. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, volvemos, volvéis, vuelven. Present perfect, another irregular form. It's an irregular past participle. So instead of volvido, which it should be, it's vuelto. I have returned, he vuelto. Preterite, regular. Volví, volviste, volvió, volvimos, volvisteis, volvieron. Imperfect, regular. Volvía, volvías, volvía, volvíamos, volvíais, volvían. Future, regular, yeah. Volveré, volverás, volverá, volveremos, volveréis, volverán. And conditional, regular too. So volvería, volverías, volvería, volveríamos, volveríais, volverían. Okay, oh, and the next one is ir, the verb to go. It's always, well, nearly always irregular. So present tense, of course, it's completely irregular. It's a V, it's voy. Voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Present perfect is regular, but it always confuses my students because if you to make a regular past participle, you take off the ending of the verb, which is the whole verb in this case because it's ir. IR, that's it. You take that off and you're left with nothing and you add on ido. So that is it. So I have gone, or he has gone, or she has gone. The gone bit is ido. They have gone to the shops. Han ido a las tiendas. Preterite, Of course, irregular as well. It's the F verb, though it shares its form with ser. So it's fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Imperfect, also irregular. Iba, ibas, iba. Ibamos, ibais, iban. Future, regular. So ire, irás, irá. Iremos, iréis, irán. And conditional, it's regular. Iriai, no. Irías, iría. I will get there in the end. It's good practice for me too. No, and joking apart, it is good practice to go over these because sometimes things escape you. You can't remember everything. So it's always a good practice to go over these like times table. So it's iría, irías, iría, iríamos, iríais, irían. And not only for remembering the forms, but for saying them. Because if you live somewhere, maybe you'll live in the UK or in America or in a very you may live in a Spanish speaking country but never get to speak Spanish because you live in an expat community. So if you're not getting a chance to say these words often, you need to practice saying them because otherwise you'll forget how to say them. And getting your mouth used to actually saying these words is important for everybody. So not only remembering them, but actually saying them. And the last one on this particular page that we're doing, which is cantar. And this is a nice regular verb. Cantar, to sing. Present tense, canto, cantas, cantar. Cantamos, cantáis, cantan. Present perfect, a nice regular past participle. Cantado, so I have sang or I've sung. Sang or sung, not sure. He cantado una canción. Preterite, canté, cantaste, cantó. Cantamos, cantasteis, cantaron. Yeah, sang. Yesterday I sang a song. Imperfect, I used to sing or I was singing. Cantaba, the ba 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 ba. Cantaba, cantabas, cantaba, cantábamos, cantabais, cantaban. And the future, regular again, so it's regular all the way through this verb. Cantaré, cantarás, cantará. Cantaremos, cantaréis, cantarán. And conditional, cantaría, cantarías, cantaría, cantaríamos, cantaríais, cantarían. I think sometimes it's when you try and say it too quickly and your mind outraces your mouth. So, before you've had a chance to say it, you've got confused. So, yeah, it's always probably better to actually try and say them slowly until you're more confident with them. So, yeah, repeat them. If you have the book or if you don't have the book, it doesn't matter. Just keep practicing them. If you do them once and you see how many you can get right without looking, then when you need to look. And then maybe the next day or even a couple of hours later or the next week, whenever it fits into your routine, try them again and keep doing them until you can do them without even having to look anything up, to look any of the endings up. I would always advocate doing them enough times until you can do them without having sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth. That you can do them without having to look anything up. There was something else I was going to say then, yeah. And if for example you do those verbs and there's one that you particularly don't remember, then that's the one to practice. They say you have to do things 11 times before you remember them, so aim for 11 times. Okay, so that's that page. We'll be doing some more of those conjugations in future videos. If there's anything that you want me to look at specifically in a video, let me know. I will be continuing through the Break the Language. It's nearly at the end now from the videos that I've been doing, so we'll be getting into level 4 soon, which actually level 4 is also on offer at $4.99. Other books that are on offer on the website are the dual language storybooks. The black and white ones are Duque el Rey y Peter el Tonto se van de vacaciones, Rocky the Rebel or Rocky el Rebelde. They're in black and white inside. They're only €3.99. Princess Tia's Great Adventure is a colour book, and so that is $9.99 on offer. They can all be found on Amazon under Vicki Riley, or Reilly as they like to call me. Those are good. Their story. It's a story, and it would suit children, but it also suits adults. And you have the English and the Spanish side by side, so you can compare what they mean. Now we're in July at the moment. Very soon, only probably 6-7 weeks away now, I'll be starting semi-intensive courses again in September. I have a couple of places for the September course. I can't do the classes as big as I would normally do. You know, normally I would have maybe 2 classes at the same time with another teacher. I've got to measure out my classroom and see how many people I can fit in with the social distancing. But if you're interested in doing a semi-intensive course in September, October, November or December, all the dates are on the website. And I would advise booking because, as I say, they're very limited places. I think I have 2 places left for September, possibly 3, 2 or 3. Anyway, all the details I'm going to put in the description box, so if you're interested in having a look at those. And what else? So Zoom classes will be continuing. I think the Zoom classes have proved popular, obviously, for people who are not here anyway, or in the UK or in different parts of the country. So I'm going to continue with Zoom classes in the afternoons, and I think people have quite enjoyed them. Thank you for everyone who has signed up for any classes through the lockdown, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. So I have nearly 400 subscribers. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me the thumbs go like that, but it's actually that's the thumb that I want, not the other way. Thumbs up. Please give me the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. So, que tengas muy buen día. I hope you have a really good day, and te veo en el próximo video. Adiós. Gracias.